From the 4B studios in the heart of downtown Rochester, New York, this is Three Brothers and a Bill. And now, here's Tommy.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Chris, my little brother.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michael, my older brother.
Good morning, sir.
And my brother from a different mother, Bill.
Good morning, Tom.
Coming up on today's show, COVID-22 coming to a town near you. And it's Ghislaine Insane today on Three Brothers and a Bill. Woo! Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back.
All right. A nice holiday weekend. Yes. Long.
Yes.
Enjoyable.
Hey, Tom, I think we have a correction from last week's show.
I goofed last week.
You called the brothers who were named Ronald and Donald
Brown. This is
the
real
McDonald brothers.
And it's really not a funny story. It's the two brothers. One shot a man, and the other one stabbed the man, and then they both kicked him to death. Yeah. So, you know, the poor guy got murdered, and I'm not trying to make light of that, but I pronounced their names like McDonald brothers. They were Donald and Ronald Brown.
Correct.
My mistake. Sorry, folks.
Okay.
You lose your Happy Meal for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I have fries
Come
for
on.
that? Boom.
Come on. All right. well, COVID-22, boys, is back. Got to get a booster shot.
Omicron.
The CDC
Omicron.
says. What's that new variant called?
I think it's Omicron. By the way, these are all Greek letters. Yeah. That's a pronunciation of various Greek, Delta, Omicron. So these are all Greek, the pronunciation of Greek letters.
So the Greeks are responsible for our law and the disease.
Oh, this time it comes from Africa, not China.
Hey, man, don't pick on Africa.
I'm not. I'm just simply saying. I'm stating fact.
Interesting. There was a story in the newspaper that Chris loves the most, the New York Times, where a family from Indiana had gone on a African safari, and it was their flights were out of South Africa.
Oh, boy.
They can't get home.
Oh, really?
And they don't know when they're going to be allowed
Really?
to fly back to the U.S.
I know Israel
So,
shut down their border. No
that's a
foreigners are allowed
problem.
there now.
But, however, hopefully they're saying that,
But honestly, can't that happen anytime you fly out of the country anywhere,
of course,
right?
in any. But hopefully some of the makers, I don't know if they're just saying this for public relations, that the current vaccines supposedly can deal with it, supposedly. And supposedly the symptoms, if you do catch this new variant, is similar. The only thing that I guess they are saying is that it's much more highly contagious than some of the other variants.
I say that about every variant. It's interesting.
That's true.
Well, my question would be okay, so we had the original, now we have the variant. And it's more communicable, but it's not all that harmful. But is there at some point going to be some kind of variant that is deadlier? That is like a harder edge version.
Well, of course it can. Absolutely.
You know.
Possibly, but more often than not, it doesn't.
But like
Okay, the South African doctor did say, and this is a quote, extremely mild symptoms.
okay. So
in other words, you don't know you have it.
My question is, for those folks who don't believe in evolution, and there are some folks out there who they don't believe that, various things evolve from it. But this is actually a case of an evolution of a new organism. Literally, it happened within, a year? Mm-hmm. So it evolved from something to change to something else. So for those people out there who don't really buy evolution, here's a textbook example of evolution. Mild, but evolution.
So are you saying the Flintstone dinosaurs were not living with people?
I say that Fred had very, very thick calluses on his feet after pedaling around the hole.
Now, really, not to go down the rabbit hole, but there are many people in the U.S., and they're generally evangelical, fundamentalists, that do believe that dinosaurs and humans existed together.
Yes, there's actually what
are you saying? Land of the Lost is making
No, this is Tommy. This is true.
There's no sleep sticks?
There is a model of the Ark that someone built down in Tennessee. Huge thing. Can't float. It's got cement footings or something like that. But as you go through the boat, and I want to go through next time we go to Dayton, whatever that is.
Size they say they found?
Well, they literally have like pens with, representations, I guess, of horses or domestic. But along with that, there are dinosaurs in these whatever stalls. So it's like there's a horse, there's a dog, there's a cat.
I've never heard this
Oh,
before.
wait, there's Bronto.
On a ship.
Well-
It's larger. Those
Yes.
things were larger than the ship itself.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
No, I don't think that happened, but
Well, there are people the spending money. But nevertheless,
Like there's people that believe that
But we're a long way away from the
there's people
COVID.
that believe they shouldn't have Thanksgiving dinner because of COVID.
My question is anyone, because I have done no Christmas shopping.
hey,
I've
whoa,
heard
whoa,
no
whoa.
feedback, and no, you're not getting any
I
kind
was
of...
at the mall Black Friday, the Brewster's
Okay.
Mall here in Rochester,
Yes,
New York.
yes.
The only store that actually had people, crappily, was the one I need to go in. It's actually a girls' store, but they sell guy stuff there.
Victoria's Secret.
Come on, no.
Five Below?
It's next to Victoria, though. It's funny. Victoria didn't have a line.
Firestone Tires?
God, you guys are busting my ball. But it's Bed
Bath and Beyond.
No, not that. The other one for girls.
Oh,
Bed and Body Works.
Oh,
Right?
yes.
Oh, they sell the expensive stuff, but they have a guy stuff there that I've been using lately. It's pretty good.
yeah.
Oh, my
and,
sister says it smells like a hamster.
A hamster?
She does.
What?
She
long
goes,
has it-
she
how
goes,
long
I
has
smell
it
that
been?
hamster smell. I go, what the hell are you talking about?
How long has it been since she's had kids in the household with a hamster?
Has she been feeding you little carrots?
Yeah.
They gave me a bag of like pebbles.
Nobody
Rob
has
Pellets.
nobody has mentioned that there's this enormous wheel behind the studio where Tommy gets on. He starts running around the wheel.
Well, let me say this. I was at Black Friday. My wife and I, we actually went to the in
one did you
Victor,
go,
New York.
East Street?
And I will say it was packed
Yeah.
south. It was like the way it was years ago.
Good, good.
pre-pandemic.
Exactly. But years ago, that every parking spot was taken, store was packed. And actually, if you read, again, the infamous or famous New York Times, shoppers actually spent more money at the physical retail stores than they did online.
Can I
For the
have
first
just
time in
a-
years.
Can I just have a few seconds?
Sure.
I have a quiz. Does anyone remember the tune for the Eastview Mall?
I
I
don't.
don't.
Come on,
Chris?
come on.
Oh, no.
Eastview
no, I don't
Mall,
know.
just
All
around
roads.
the corner. Eastview Mall on Route 96. Eastview Mall, just south of the city. You'll have it all at Eastview Mall.
Yeah.
I
think,
don't remember that.
Marketplace Mall was.
God
Oh, no, that's
bless
it. That's, wait a minute.
America.
I got a line wrong.
Marketplace Mall
Let me-
was all roads lead to Marketplace
There
Mall.
we go. There we go. And I actually got that wrong. It's Eastview Mall just north of the thruway.
No.
There we go.
All right, so people are going back. I think people wanted to get back to a
Good.
sense of normalcy,
Very good.
and I think they did. And I believe the stores are still hopping. I mean, this new variant may frighten some folks.
It's just
but-
not as exciting shopping online. It's not going in the store.
No,
at
it's
all.
not.
I don't know how anyone has such luck getting stuff online. It never fits me right, I buy a shirt and the shirt's like toilet paper thin material, or the sneakers are.
It's tough. Yeah.
It's like it's the right size, but there's like some weird deformed thing inside of where it doesn't fit right. I never have
well,
luck.
those shoes have been returned 16
Oh.
times.
I didn't think about that. Oh, son of
That's
a
pretty
bitch.
funny.
That's a quality manufacture these days. Okay.
China. All right. Well, what are you going to do? All right. Well, I don't know.
But COVID is not keeping people home. People are not scared.
Hey, hopefully.
People want to be social.
Listen.
People want to go out.
Listen, there's bad things out there in life, guys. And like when I read the headline for this new variant, there,
Yes.
the way they word it, it's like highly possible could have horrible results or whatever. So that's like saying you're driving a car, you have a real high possibility of dying in an accident. I mean.
That makes me comfortable for driving home.
Hey, come on, man. I mean, either get busy living or get busy dying.
There you
You
go.
can't think listen, if you're going to live and be scared to death of everything, you must as well
I
stay
just
in your
spent
home.
8 hours on Route 81. I think that's the next best thing to dying. Okay?
Woo, mama.
So get the vaccine, folks. Get the booster. You'll be fine.
Keep getting them. They'll have a new one next month. And that'll be COVID 22.8.
Yeah.
And then we'll have another headline for that.
Well, you have to get that chip-infested vaccine so Bill Gates
our-
can
But
push all the buttons.
and our governor has declared emergency measures.
New York State. So
now, what does that mean exactly?
it's actually not crazy, but what she's doing, and
Freeze up funding?
it probably does things like that. But the most important thing it does initially is I believe, prohibits all elective
There we go.
surgeries. So to keep the hospital beds open in case there's this rush of people who go to the
Sorry,
hospital.
honey, I won't be getting that facelift this year.
Hey, that's an outrage. What about boob lifts? I hope they didn't do that. Come on, now that's
no, that's essential.
Tommy,
I want a
Tommy,
lawsuit
you
going
promised
now.
you wouldn't tell people what I look like with my shirt off, okay?
Funny stuff.
Well,
So it'll be fine. Hopefully this.
And
this
even though it affected the markets for like a day or two,
so
markets are back up.
But that's interesting. Hold on. So a
Yes.
politician who
Yeah.
I imagine she's a lawyer.
Oh,
Because
I
most of
know.
these Democrats,
I honestly don't. Her
most
husband is.
Democrat politicians are lawyers. That's where they start their life.
So are a lot of Republicans,
So they've
please.
so they've already drank the the blood to become a lawyer, the blood of a baby, the demon blood.
You know,
most
your
of the
brother,
time.
your brother was going to be an attorney. Don't
Well,
you
I
know?
think he drank some too already. Yeah. It's part of getting sued. You gotta do that. But, so, how is she telling hospitals how
because
to run
she's
their
the
business?
governor. She is the
What
governor.
does that mean exactly?
That means that
So
she
I'm
is
going to
the
tell you,
leader
a
of our
doctor,
state.
someone spent 8 to 15 years in school to take us apart and put us back together, that you can't do an elective surgery. Maybe the doctor says I can do a lot of these. It's no problem.
Yeah, I see
Was
his
she?
point.
Well,
A doctor should say to the governor, "This hospital is over. No, we are overrun. We cannot do any elective surgery.
We need to have a leader.
What-
We
what-
need to have
We
someone
need to have
strong.
someone with a brain. We do not have brains. In
No,
power,
that's not
clearly.
true.
And it's,
That's-
and it's probably not a good idea to let go of the nurses
Listen,
that did not want
You're
to take the
You're
vaccine.
giving the government the power to do something
Here
that
we
they
go.
have no knowledge
Here
of.
we go.
The government are not smart people. I think
They're taking precautions.
Precaution
so
my
here's
ass.
here's the
Precaution
thing.
my ass.
Here's the alternative. You're going to be the first person to say, "Well, they were still doing elective surgeries and they should have been on
No,
emergency measures."
first of all, I don't talk like that. I would never say that. I have like very little
Excuse me,
respect
that
for
was my,
politicians in
crude-
general.
that was my crude
I still
impersonation
have-
of Tom-
I
of,
still have
Tommy.
respect for a medical doctor. I have very
Yes.
little respect for a politician. Honestly, if they say the sky's blue, I'm going to get an eye exam the next day, because they're liars. They're immoral
She's
people.
doing
Most
it for
of
the
them,
benefit
most
of
not
the
all.
people of the state of New York.
Yeah, bullshit. And that's why Erie County, with the county she's from, already put the mask back on people. They're such kiss asses there, man. They're looking for money from the governor. The Erie County county executive is now that to go in public places, you have to put a mask on again. Restaurants. all that.
Interesting. Oh, really?
Erie County, the
I
first ones
wasn't
to do
aware.
it. Kiss ass county, we call it down
Well,
there.
you might see it in New York City then pretty soon too.
Oh, they did too. De Blasio. I think that the demon's body is starting to
Actually,
decompose though,
I will
because he
s-
looked a little droopier.
I will say this. I talked to my sister over
Yes,
the weekend.
yes, sir.
And she is a neighbor up the road who shall remain nameless, who refuses to put a mask on. So during the height of the pandemic, couldn't go into a grocery store, had to send the wife in. Can't go on their usual vacations on a cruise ship because A, has to put a mask on to fly, and B, needs to have one on to get on the cruise ship. So self-isolating because he won't put a piece of, tissue paper over his face. Oh, okay, I guess that works, until you go crazy at home.
Well,
When people say that you need to be quarantined, isn't that for the sick? It's not for the people who are healthy. Why are they telling people who are healthy to quarantine?
Chris, because they want to stop the virus in its
it's
transmission.
called imprisoning a nation.
No, it's
Slaves.
It's to stop the
Slave
transmission of
serfs.
the
That's
virus. And if they can stop the transmission of the virus, then it won't progress. It'll literally die off because
Yes, because they won't have hosts.
Yeah, won't
to
have a
carry
new
it around.
host.
But, imprisoning the nation, we have 50 million cable channels. We have a computer in our pocket to talk to each other.
I'm not saying I don't like
We have
enjoying
Grubhub,
entertainment.
although I've never experienced Grubhub.
Yeah, that should be good. Let me have some stranger doesn't work for the restaurant bring me my food. I mean, that is the most. Anyone can do that.
I will say that is a little odd.
To me, that is the most.
What?
That's like saying to a guy, hey, you at the gas station, could you take some hot dogs and bring to my house?
This has been Three Brothers and a Bill. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Three Brothers and a Bill.